you're going to get them anyway. You know, they're there. The material world is like that. You know, you don't look for any more austerities. There's plenty of austerities there already, tons of them, and we're trying to be happy in this circumstance, and we're trying to genuinely say to other people, chant and be happy, so that we won't be taken under the Trades Act and giving people false advertisement. We want to give them the right advertisement. So therefore, they have to be able to access the spiritual dimension. They just have to be able to do that. They have to be able to access that spiritual dimension to actually feel peacefulness, happiness. And another point from Bhakti Tirtha Maharaj would say that according to the World Health Organization, which we know has been under a lot of scrutiny of late, that the next disease, it won't be a pandemic, but mental disease might be brought about by a pandemic, but mental disease, that's one of the big things which is going to overtake the world. And I mean, it's happening. So therefore, people are not able to get any peace in this situation. They're unable to get real happiness. But that happiness is there amidst all these difficulties. When we take the Krishna consciousness, the difficulties are actually going to be there. And we're going to be, you know, they're going to be said to us. And it's said here by Prabhupada and by Krishna, that, you know, the difficulties will be, the greater almost the difficulties, the more helpless we are to take shelter in Krishna. So even though these are difficulties, we won't see them as such. And as Kunti doesn't see them as such. She sees them as her greatest ecstasies. And that's how the gopis, they were separated from Krishna, and so that their ecstasy would be greater. They were feeling greater pleasure in separation from Krishna. So we will also experience Krishna more, even when there's difficulties. We'll be taking shelter in Krishna, and that takes time, that takes effort, that takes energy. You can't just buy that in the street, you know, or in the shop. It has to be earned. It'll take a little time. Blaming. Why is this situation? Why is this happening to me? Why did Krishna do this to me? Because this is what we need the most to be able to advance in spiritual life. It's exactly as the doctor ordered. The Supreme Personality of Godhead is there with us. Otherwise, it is we're atheists. We think that just has happened by chance. Why are we going through what we're going through? So, if we're intelligent, we'll see this as the greatest gift from Krishna. This is what Kunti is saying. So we'll be in that situation as well, and we will see so much opportunities for improvement in the situation, even in the midst of the greatest difficulty. That's there in the 6th chapter, that the devotee is thinking of Krishna in that situation. And what greater difficulty than we're about to die? I mean, we're going to die. We don't know when, but that's what's going to happen to us. We're going to die, and at that point, what are we going to be thinking? You know, we're there. I mean, imagine, we've seen it now loads of times. We've seen pictures of people dying. You know, they're emaciated, they're gaunt, their eyes are somewhere else, and they're, you know, hopefully praying. What is going to be happening at that point for us? So this is also given by Krishna. This is also given by Krishna. It might seem the most difficult thing, leaving this, but it's given by Krishna for us to learn. And this little bit of faith which we start with, Shraddha, is of course permeating throughout all the stages. It will be tested at the time of death. Where all those stages, wherever you're thinking of the time of death, to that place we will attain. So that there's plenty of difficulties there. You don't have to go looking for them. There's loads there. But there's plenty of bliss there as well. There's plenty of bliss. Krishna is there right with us. We can experience Krishna despite our fallen state. We can experience Krishna. Lord Nityananda, Lord Chaitanya, they appeared, and just to spread the holy name widely, you know. We, you know, even when we're in on Harinam, we see these very unfortunate characters come up before us, and we see them take a little shelter of the holy name, and they dance along and whatever. So, despite our fallen condition, Lord has the greatest pleasure in calling out Krishna's name congregationally. And the more we do it, the more Krishna is happy. The more Krishna will give us this happiness. We'll see that this is happiness. Because once Krishna's happy, then we're happy. We're not going to get it in the other ways. We're not going to get it by trying to eat 10 times more than we should, or trying to enjoy this world. It's not available there. But if we perform the Yuga Dharma, we will experience that happiness. So we have to be expert at creating situations in our life whereby we are performing the Yuga Dharma and telling others about Krishna. We just have to build it into our life more and more. I mean, when we joined at the beginning, it was so easy. Statements about the Krishna Conscious Society. The Krishna Conscious movement was started to engage people 24 hours daily in the service of the Lord and in his glorification. The students in this institution engage in the cultivation of Krishna consciousness from 5 in the morning to 10 at night. They actually have no opportunity to waste their time unnecessarily by discussing politics, sociology, and current events. These will go, they're only concerned with serving Krishna positively and seriously. I actually didn't spot that earlier, but there's Prabhupada saying, a devotee is concerned only with serving Krishna positively and seriously. I was worried there for a minute. I was thinking I'm just Mr. Positive sometimes, you know. Oh yeah, we can do this, yeah, it's all great. Anyway, there it is in black and white. Prabhupada is saying it as well, that our devotee is concerned only with serving Krishna positively and seriously. That's 5:12, 13. Canto 5, chapter 12, 13, purport. Another one of the Krishna Consciousness Society. I have it here, 347. This is in 5:10, purport. No one can be happy in a civilization conducted by such animals. This is two-legged. Our Krishna consciousness movement is trying to raise fallen human society to the status of spiritual understanding. It is not possible for everyone to become immediately self-realized like Jad Bharat. However, as stated in Srimad Bhagavatam, Nasta Prayeshva Bhadresu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya, by spreading Bhagavata principles, we can raise human society to the platform of perfection. So that's what people and accept an association of devotees. So we have to increase the association of devotees and try to train devotees so that there's enough devotees who are practicing Krishna consciousness, so that people can take shelter of those people who are practicing Krishna consciousness. That's how we're spreading happiness in this. That's why we're not going against the trade description when we say chant Hare Krishna and be happy. And whereas the difficulties which are come upon a devotee, he will see them as actual opportunities to become closer to Krishna and to take shelter in Krishna. And that's where the real happiness is. So I'll conclude the class there, and thank class the descriptions there. Thank you for listening, whoever has been listening. And as devotees ourselves, we should listen to devotees. We should deeply listen to them, because they are the most amazing people. And when they're taking shelter of Krishna, they're giving us Krishna directly. It's quite incredible when you hear devotees and what they say, and you just tune into them. There's so much pleasure, so much learning, so much we can take. So that's the message for today. Unfortunately, I can't take any comments because of the way this thing is set up. I'm not able to hear or see comments coming in directly. So please accept my humble obeisances. Vancha kalpa tarubhyascha kripa sindhu vaibhyacha